have Kannada books.
1850 is still what, more than 150 years, 175 now.
175 years, sir.
Oh my God. Amazing. Okay.
नमस्कार वर्तक सर, मी YouTube लाईव्ह चालू केलाय.
चालेल, सुरू करूया आपण. I think let's get started. Welcome everyone. Hearty welcome to all of you in this warm evening. My name is Rajgopal Patil, and on behalf of Institute of Natural History, Education and Research Pune, along with Maharashtra Vruksha Samvardhini, in association with the Department of Botany, our Jhunjhunwala College in Mumbai, we are happy to have you all in this online session. Hearty welcome to all of you. We continue our series of all online talks in memory of the well-known botanist and conservationist Dr. V.D. Vartak. This is his centenary year. So before we start, just a couple of important housekeeping instructions to ensure that all those who have joined have a very good listening and watching experience. So let us all keep our microphone on mute when we are not speaking. Obviously, that is one of the main reasons where we see some disturbances. Apart from that, for any questions, I'm sure all of you will have some questions. Please hold on to them, and we will have a small. We'll keep some time at the end of the talk for these questions. Otherwise, also, if you don't want to forget them, you can put them in chat boxes, and we will take them at the end again. Okay, so let's get started. Today we have planned a very wonderful evening. We are going to delve into a very fascinating intersection of nature and philately today. As you know, philately is the study of postal stamps and related material. These stamps are more than just postage. They become vibrant windows into the natural world. So let's explore how those small pieces of paper can capture the beauty of flora and fauna and celebrate the biodiversity along with it. And we have just the perfect person for this talk, Shri Ramu Srinivasan from Bangalore, from Bengaluru. I request Dr. Ajit Vartak to introduce our speaker to the audience.
Good evening. It is a great pleasure for me to introduce our guest speaker today, one of the eminent philatelists of our country, Mr. Ramu Srinivasan. More than 25 years, he worked with various multinationals as HR and admin in professional, including Ericsson, Tata BP Solar, and Tata Teleservices. After that, he took a career break during 2021 to pursue his passion. He is a passionate stamp collector for last more than 40 years. He participated in many state, national, and international exhibitions. He has conducted several workshops, guest lectures on various topics in philately. He is a life member of Karnataka Philatelic Society, Philatelic Congress of India, and Royal Philatelic Society of London. He has completed research presentation on 1854 half-anna lithograph stamps of India, 1948 Gandhi service stamp, rocket mills of India in 1934 to 39. Here he was conferred with many awards. Some of them are Gold Plus Jury Special Prize for Aeropics in 2019 at Adelaide, Large Vermeil in 2019 at Stockholm, again Vermeil at London in 2022. He is conferred with Fellow of Royal Philatelic Society London in 2019. He is a Fellow of Philatelic Congress of India in 2021. In addition to he is a bibliographer who collects first editions of books related to Mysore and Kannada and houses a library with more than 3,000 books and magazines at home. He has a huge collection of stamps on space, fossils, minerals, herpetology, entomology, and orientology. His bird stamps collection is one of the largest collection in India, which is very close to 16,000 different stamps on birds across the world. With this short introduction, now I request Ramu sir to give his presentation. Ramu sir.
Thank you, Ajit sir, for giving me an opportunity to present a small subject called Philately. As today's topic, nature through Philately, I would like to put it up in a small jest with a quote starting with Benjamin Franklin, where he says, "Tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn." So the Philately is one hobby which involves you throughout the journey of learning. And a small confession, I'm not an entomologist, ornithologist, or a herpetologist. I'm just a passionate stamp collector. In this presentation, for the first 10 to 12 slides, I'm going to take you through the journey of the communication and the invention of stamps and the word Philately. And in the next 10 slides, the last 10 to 15 slides, I'm going to take you through a different segment where I'm going to show the synopsis, how I'm going to correlate Philately with those subjects. And at the end, if time permits, I'm going to take you through some of the world's rarest stamps of the world. So that's how I planned the entire session for the next 30 to 45 minutes. Now I'm going to take you through the beginning of the slides, where I'm going to take you through the communication system in India. The Desi touch. In our childhood, we started learning about the communication through the Mahabharata, the Nala Damayanti, the Shakuntala, the King Dushyanta, the epic love story, which has been narrated by Kalidasa through Abhignana Shakuntalam. The India Post has commemorated Abhignana Shakuntalam with these two stamps, where one is Nala Damayanti, another one is Yaksha. Then when it comes to the earliest recorded history, the Mauryan thing, in Chandragupta Maurya, the 300 BC, we can find some of the communication system between the capital city and provincial capitals. And he used to use pigeon post in those days, I believe. Some of the records, archaeologists can confirm, where he used to use pigeon post. Pigeon post system continued even during the time of Emperor Ashoka. The letters in the little cachettes were tied to the feet of the trained pigeons, which were made to fly specific destinations, and thus important messages were sent to the different savants. Then during the 12th or 13th century, you can see the first recorded postal system. The Ziauddin Burmese, who described the horse and the foot postal organization as early as 1296 of the Pathan ruler Alauddin Khilji. The Silk Route later evolved during the end of 15th century or beginning of the 16th century. The Farmans, the daily to his armies sent out on campaigns, and Emperor Babur developed the horse courier system, particularly along the road from his capital Agra to up to capital Kabul. Then before stamps were invented, there was a post-paid postal system where they used to write letters to various people. This is one such letter where you can see the crisscross writing of the letter. Just to save on the postage, they used to use such methods. of crisscross writing. And this was just before 1840. This was in existence. Even the crisscross writing continued even post postal system also. But before to that, which was post-paid postal system, where the addressee used to receive the letter, and after reading the content, he used to give it back the letter to the postman, stating that the letter doesn't belong to him, which was a revenue loss to the exchequer. So then during 1839, the Rowland Hill, he was an English teacher, inventor, and a social reformer. He campaigned for a comprehensive reform of the postal system based on the concept of penny postage, which resulted in the penny postage, which is prepaid postal system, which resulted in the first stamp of the world, which is called as penny black or black penny, in which penny is the value of the stamp and the black is the color of the stamp. Penny is the value of the stamp and black is the color of the stamp. Now, coming to the day's anecdote, how the stamp collection started. As per the records available, John Edward Gray, the keeper of the zoology department at British Museum, is considered to be the one of the first stamp collectors. Gray claimed that he began to collect postage stamps shortly after the system was established and before it had become a rage. During 1850s and 60s, the stamp collection became a rage, and earlier it was known as timbre mania. Timbre means in the French, the stamps. Mania means the madness. And the stamp collectors were called as timbre maniacs. So the philately is not just the stamp collecting is not the same as philately, which is study of stamps and postal history and other related items. A philatelist may, but does not have to collect stamps. Many casual collectors accumulate stamps for sheer enjoyment and relaxation without worrying about the tiny details. The creation of a large or comprehensive collection requires a lot of study, and it is another science. The word philately. The word philately, as I said earlier, the timbre mania or timbre maniacs was not that suitable, and even some of the psychiatrists started treating stamp collectors thinking that it is a disease. Later, during 1860s, the English version philately was coined by George Herpin. The philately comprises of two words, phil and ateli. Phil means fond of and ateli means exemption from tax. So 1864 onwards, the stamp collection is known as philately. As per the records available, there are close to about 1 million different stamps have been printed by close to 200 plus countries across the globe from 1840 onwards. So why collect stamps? Stamps generally increase in value with age. That's a myth. It's a hobby you can do at any time and anywhere. Stress busting. Take some quiet time out and go through your collection. Attend an exhibition and travel. There are hundreds to choose from around the world. It's something you can pass on to your family. It's a hands-on way of learning about history, geography, monarchs, and anything under the sky. You can buy your own way at any auction or any other places via mail, telephone, or online. With stamp collection, you tend to meet new people and you can see your collection grow. At the same time, some of the stamps are tangible investments. So these are the advantages of stamp collection. And now getting into the actual subject of the day, nature through philately. Here I've chosen to concentrate mainly on plant and animal kingdom. So as you are aware, there are 5 kingdoms, and out of the 1 million stamps, close to 6 lakh stamps are commemorative stamps. Commemorative stamps means they are on a particular subject or to commemorate some event. Okay. And out of 6 lakh stamps, close to 1/5 of the stamps are on these thematic subjects. Especially when it comes to, just to give an example, across the globe, out of 1.2 animal kingdom stamps, close to 40,000 stamps are on birds, and about 20,000 plus stamps are on butterflies. You can imagine the number of subjects which are available to choose. And out of all the 5 kingdoms, you get stamps on every kingdom, and you can make a very decent exhibit when you want to convey that subject through philately. And in animal kingdom, the 8 different classes. So you get almost close to about 1.2 lakh stamps on this 8 different subjects. During 4th standard or 5th standard textbooks, the animal kingdom gets introduced to the children. Generally, it starts with the Darwin's theory of evolution. This particular top cover is from Great Britain, where you can see the geography and the animal kingdom combined together, where the cachet of the cover depicts the Galapagos Island and the route of the HMS Beagle, which Darwin took the entire journey. The Galapagos starts from the top of Ecuador, near to close to the Ecuador. From there, how he moved to the Europe. The entire journey is depicted on the cachet of the cover. And the stamp depicts the theory of evolution, which he published during 1859. And while explaining to the children, if you want, you can use such kind of stamps where you can see the difference between turtle and tortoise, which is depicted through 2 different stamps. The turtle onto the left and the tortoise onto the right. Now, how we are going to collaborate philately to the nature-related subjects. For example, this is a small synopsis of my personal exhibit on World of Birds, where you can see onto the left how I have described the birds as a subject, where you can see I have given a small introduction to the subject, and I have in the plan, you can see how I've used stamps, actual stamps, to correlate the subject. For example, in the plan section 1, the origin of birds, Jurassic times, ancient forms, and origins. Then it comes to the section 2, the anatomy of birds, where I'm going to talk about male and female symbols, bills and their uses, legs and feet, feathers and wings. Then when it comes to the 3rd section, I'm going to talk about juveniles and nestings, seasonal male plumages, differences in male and female coloring. Then it comes to the habits of birds, reproduction, food, feeding. All these subjects, I'll at the end of the session, I'm going to give my email ID. Whoever wants to have a look, I've scanned all these thematic exhibits and I put it in the Google Drive. Anyone who wants to see, they can go through those exhibits. And in the second sheet, when it comes to the origin of birds, which I explained in the plan 1, I've shown the Darwin and the various stamps which depicts the animal kingdom. And at the same time, at the bottom of the page, I've described about the earliest known origin of species, which is the bird, the semi-reptilian thing. The discovery of fossil was a great discovery supporting Charles Darwin's theory of the origin of species, published in 1859. But in 1861, they found in Germany that clay, where the earliest known bird left its semi-reptilian print in a clay form. The fossil was named Archaeopteryx, meaning ancient wing. The earliest known reptile, semi-reptile, has been depicted through stamps. That I'm going to show you in the next one. This is the cover which depicts from the Germany, which depicts that clay fossil which they found in 1861. And this is a Korean example of the same thing. And the United Kingdom has produced the clay image of the semi-reptilian and the actual Archaeopteryx, the bird, which you can see through the Poland stamp. This is how the bird and the world of birds I try to explain through Philately. And next is on the butterflies. Every subject in Philately, basically it requires the story narration. How you are going to correlate the subject with that particular stamp image. So in this butterfly subject, I've made it into classification of butterflies and life cycle, in which I'm going to talk about entomologists, classification scheme, entomological organizations, and life cycle in the synopsis and the plan. And in the third chapter, I'm going to talk about the general characteristics. And in the fourth chapter, I'm going to talk about families of butterflies and distribution. These all are these exhibits I have prepared during my youth days for the competition purpose. But when it comes to teaching, I use a different method, which I'm going to take you through in the next 2-3 slides. On the right, you can see a small booklet from Sweden, which depicts the life cycle of the butterfly from egg to the adult butterfly. At the same time, you can see at the bottom, there is a small tab which represents the caterpillar of that particular butterflies. And when it comes to the teaching, generally I prefer handwritten exhibits rather than doing it through the computer. Those computer printed ones only for the competition purpose. This is how, whenever I get a particular stamp or a sheet, I mount it on a album sheet and I write down the common name, at the same time the genus and species, so that when I have to explain to the people, it will be students, it will be easier for me to show this particular sheet. This is a small booklet in which it houses these 8 stamps. When I write the contents of the stamps, on the right you can see, basically I'm talking about the common blues and the scientific name at the bottom, shown with pyramidal arcades, bird's foot trefoil, caterpillar's foot plant. Basically that particular foot plant I've tried to explain, and I explain the males are shining violet blue, while the females are dull brown with marginal orange spots, so that it is easy for the reader to understand what I'm trying to explain through the picture. And during the end of 15th century, Columbus writes in his diary, such innumerable flocks of butterflies appeared that the sky darkened. He was not aware about the migration of the monarchs, but he writes such a beautiful line in his diary and butterfly. And as you are aware, even to date, lot of studies are going on behind the monarch's migration and its study, the entire thing. That I have tried to represent in this particular sheet through the stamps. Next, this is a different synopsis of herpetofauna. Herpetofauna is derived from the two words herpin as well as fauna. The wild creatures are the crawling creatures. And on the right-hand side, through the plan, I've tried to explain what you get to see in this exhibit, where I talk about the Charles Darwin, the theory of evolution from water to land, dinosaurs, amphibians, reptiles, and relationship with man. All these subjects I've tried to cover through stamps and the images of the stamps. For example, in the previous page, you must have seen the from water to land, where I'm trying to explain the fish. All the amphibians and reptiles are descendants of the primitive fish that lived during the Devonian period. That's about 400 million years ago. On the same early amphibians, I try to explain through the philately. At the same time, when it comes to the conservation, I talk about giving the examples which are already there in the Red Book of Worldwide Fund for Nature. Some of those endangered species comes with the WWF emblem on the top of the every stamp. So in this particular thing, I'm talking about the Jamaican boa. So I'm almost near to the conclusion, where the philately is nothing but the king of hobbies and hobby of kings. In the olden days, during the 20th century, it was most popular hobby. Today, it is a lesser known popular hobby. At the same time, not fresh water is flowing to the hobby purely because maybe one reason may be the socio-economic status of the parents, because it requires deeper pocket affair. When I started this hobby, some of my gurus who used to give stamps just as free of cost to me. At the same time, my childhood friend, Varaprasad, used to take me to various places. For example, he used to take me for bird watching or butterfly watching, where I started developing a flair for all this and started collecting stamps on those particular subjects. When it comes to the nature, I have one of the largest collections on minerals and even on volcanoes. One of my late friend, Tej Murthy, who was also a stamp collector, used to take me for the trekking. He has taken me to the Valley of Flowers. At the same time, he has taken me to the Western Ghats, where he used to teach me. He was basically a cytogenetics man. He was having his MSc in cytogenetics, zoology. So he used to teach me while watching these butterflies and birds and all that. He used to explain me in person. That's how I learned most of these different subjects. And if you ask me whether philately is remunerating, yes, at the end, I can say philately is Vidya, Buddhi and Samruddhi for me. Personally, it is a very wonderful hobby to me, which has given me the Vidya, the education, the Buddhi, the knowledge, and the Samruddhi, the prosperity. Okay. So with this, I would like to thank my guiding force. This is a very small and short presentation. The guiding force was, when I started about 40 years back, was late Colonel Shenoy, late Dr. Sita Bateja, and Dr. Chandrasekhar, who was an entomologist with GKVK, who used to take me to all these butterfly watch parks and all that. He was man behind even Butterfly Park in Bangalore. And Eric Ramanujam, who taught me on herpetology, herpetofauna, Dr. Sangoram, Dr. Dikshit, Dr. Srinivasan. So with this, I would like to end this small session. If anybody has any questions or anything, you're free to ask. Or if you want, I can take you through some 10 more slides where I can show about some of the great stamps, and it is purely on the tangible investment side. I can talk about the great stamps of the world, about 10 great stamps of the world.
Sir, that would be wonderful. We would love to see those stamps, sir.
Definitely, sir. Then the penny black, the first stamp of the world. Everybody thinks that it is the most rarest stamp of the world, but as I say, it is neighbor's envy and collector's pride. During 1840, close to about 68 million stamps have been printed. Even to date, a simple, normal, if some collector wants to add a penny black, it is hardly 20-30 pounds a stamp. Only some of the particular plates which are printed at different timelines are very expensive when it comes to the usage, the roads, the rates and destination. That particular becomes a very expensive stamp. Otherwise, even to date, it is available for about 20-30 pounds a stamp. The next greatest stamp of the world is British Guyana. Recently, during 2021, this was sold and purchased by one of the auction houses in London for about close to 10 million USD. 10 million USD. This has a world record, Guinness World Record also. The lightest material, the lightest in weight, and the most expensive material. And after purchasing, that auction house made this into a NFT, new fringe tokens, the new where they sold the particles of these stamps to the various collectors, and they made them the owners, and each particle was sold for about close to 150 pounds. And the third stamp is from the Sweden. This is also close to about 3 million Swiss francs. Close to 3 million Swiss francs for this particular piece of paper. And this is one of the most expensive stamps on cover. This is known as Mauritius cover. This was written from Mauritius to France to a wine merchant. Till 1900, beginning of 1900, this was lying in the correspondence of that wine merchant's files. A schoolboy who was cleaning those files takes out this cover and gifts it to his brother. And I think his brother sold it during 1900, the beginning of the 1900, to a dealer for a meager $50 or $100. And from then onwards, this has changed multiple hands, and this is also close to about 3 million US dollars. This is another Bermuda stamp. This is about close to about 2 lakh on the 2 lakh USD on cover. This is a US grill stamp. Again, this is close to about 3 million USD. And this is the most beautiful stamp, called as inverted Jenny. In this particular stamp, you can see the plane upside down. When the supervisor went and asked the printer why you didn't notice this, the printer said, "Sir, how I'll know whether it is upside down? I have not seen the plane only." And today it is estimated around 3.5 to 4 million Hong Kong dollars last when it was sold. And this is one of the most expensive stamps from China. This is about 1.3 million USD. This is from the Russia, and close to about 8 million USD for this particular piece. And this is from the This is from our own India. This is called as inverted head. In this particular stamp, this was printed in 1854, and this was the first bicolored stamp of the world, where the Queen's head was maybe about close to about 25 copies are known, where the Queen's head has been printed upside down, and the catalog value varies around 1 lakh pounds to 1.5 lakh pounds, which is close to about 1 to 1.5 crores for a single stamp. And in the post-independence, this is the most expensive stamp. This is to commemorate Gandhi's birthday. This was the Gandhi's in memory of Gandhi. This was printed in Switzerland, and this was issued on our first Independence Day, 15th August 1948. And that particular service was overprinted in Nasik security prints. And today there are close to about 10 stamps in private hands, 10 to 14 stamps, along with a strip of 4, which makes it close to about 20 stamps in private hands. And each stamp is estimated at 1.5 lakh pounds. With this, I end my small session. So I stop sharing. If you want, you can make down, you can take a note of my email ID and mobile number, which I'll my email ID is indak@gmail.com, and my mobile number is 9036 penta 09.
So that is Indak for Indian Dak or something?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
This was my Guru Colonel Shanai's magazine, which he started in Bangalore from 77 to almost till his last days. He continued to be the editor, and he run that magazine. And up to 2002, I continued after his demise. I was running the show along with Dr. Dikshit.
Wonderful.
So I continue to hold his library, which is at home.
That is amazing, sir. In fact, a lot of interesting stuff that we came to know. I mean, that particles of stamp was just mind-boggling. And people would pay such amounts just to own a particle of that stamp. I think that British Guyana stamp that you showed, just amazing, sir. I twisting my mind to come to, but that shows the passion of the people who are who got bit by the philately bug, isn't it?
Correct.
Ramu, absolutely fantastic presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
And
sir.
what a lovely way to introduce this subject of nature, through philately to youth. So I think that's an area where I know you're doing a lot of work. And again, best wishes for that.
Yes,
I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Question is, are there any good books on nature and philately which one can use as a reference to build a collection or study the subject deeper?
Recently, there is a large gold exhibit which has been converted into a book form by Heinrich Kohler on the thematic subject on birds. That's also available. If you are okay, I can show you that book also, sir, right away.
Yeah.
Just a sec.
So it's for sale on the Kohler website?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very much.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book.
Okay. Great.
This is a large gold FIP exhibit, which has been converted. Otherwise, there are plenty of books related to nature and philately, sir. The other way of looking is one of the earliest books on birds and philately by a New Zealand collector. I think during 1990s, the book was published, and it covers one of the wonderful way how we can see the birds and ornithology and philately.
Thank you. Thank you, Ramu.
Yes. Thank you.
Ramu sir, I think today we have one of the renowned philatelists who has joined from US,
Yes, sir.
Dr. Stanley. He's
Yes,
a professor emeritus of geography from US, and he is a very famous philatelist. He has written many articles. I think we'd like to hear his comments also.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Stanley, what do you think? How was there any comments?
This is very interesting. I think it's a good mixture of scholarly interest with just simply having fun.
Right.
And there's no end to learning and there's no end to fun. So I think if you can intersect them, you're going to find it interesting to yourself as well as to many other people.
Yeah.
It's just good to see the international dimensions of a common topic like stamps.
Yes.
And there's no end to learning and there's no end to the fun.
True. Very true.
In future, we are having Professor Stanley's lecture also sometimes. He will be talking in our lecture series.
That would be fantastic. We look forward to it, sir.
In fact, I would like to share a few of the exhibits which are there on the Google Drive. I'll again take permission and I'll share the screen.
Okay.
Sure.
Yes, sir. For example, this is one more exhibit of mine, which is called as Earth's Fire Fountain. This I'm doing along with one more collector called Chaitanya, that wherein we are going to introduce the volcanoes through philately.
Huh. Wow.
Okay. At the same time, I'm going to show you my herpetology exhibit, where I'm going to start with the Darwin's theory of evolution and from water to land. Like that, I'm going to take you through all the various dinosaurs. I'm going to explain the various dinosaurs, the fossil which was found. This is on the herpetofauna. When it comes to the birds and butterflies, 1 minute. Can you see?
No, we are still seeing the
One minute.
herpet.
1 minute. 1 minute.
So, Ramu sir, how old was that herpetofauna exhibit? When?
This was during 95 was the last when I exhibited it.
So,
In
30
fact,
years ago.
30 years ago, which I prepared. This is on the butterflies, where I prefer to, whenever I get them, I mount it on the album page. I make a note and I write it down. So this is on the butterflies. And this is on the birds, the actual exhibit. So for example, here I'm talking about the feeding from flowers. So I'm going to show some of those birds which are taking through the beak, the nectars and all that. The bills of the aquatic birds. So this is on the birds and the herpetofauna. So like this, I have close to about, say about 14 different themes
Wow. I think that would be very interesting to see, sir. Each of these
Recently, I had a very big collection even on fossils, which I donated to the one of the museums, fossil museums of Bangalore. It's about 5-frame exhibits on fossils, which I had prepared about almost 20-25 years back. When I visited this fossils museum in near to Bangalore, I found that it is more appropriate to be housed there rather than in my cupboards.
Right. No, that is very generous of you, sir. I think we will probably make a trip there next time we are
Definitely,
in
sir.
Bangalore. That would be wonderful, and also see all your exhibits. Beautifully done. Savarkar sir also mentioned something. Sir, would you like to unmute and give your comments?
Thank you. I would simply say that this was a magical experience for me. Being in the field, close to nature for the last 60 years or so, this was, I feel like a billionaire today, listening
you,
to
sir.
this.
Thank you,
And
sir.
I wrote a simple line there. Listen to such presentation before you die.
Thank you very much, sir.
It's absolutely amazing. I have never gone through such experience in my life. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So, thank you, sir. Ramu sir, just one question. I will also ask Sharma sir to comment, but I just wanted to know what has been your experience of teaching through. You made so many exhibits, and over the time, what have you learned, and how your exhibits have changed? To see the impact on people who come to see them.
Sir, as I said at the end of the presentation, Philately has become Vidya, Buddhi and Samruddhi for me personally. But at the end of the day, when I take these exhibits to the schools, it is a very lukewarm experience. One particular school where I taught close to about 150 students, at the end of the day, when I give them a small homework, see, I give them as the take back some of the stamps which I carry with me.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
the giveaways. But only one condition, if you pick one stamps, you have to write 3 attributes.
Right.
You can go to library because in the school,
Correct.
they'll not have access to phone or anything.
Right.
If they take 5 stamps from that entire lot, they have to stick that to the white paper and they have to come back to me with at least 3 attributes to each stamp. Then they can own that stamp.
That is neat. That is very neat idea.
And if they come back with 5 stamps attributes, I give them a packet of 25 stamps because of their actual effort.
Oh, lovely. That is
That's how
excellent.
I promote the hobby. But at the end of the day, I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. That is the fact. Because majorly the social media has impacted. The second thing is the parents' socio-economic status.
Right. Right. Thank you, sir. I will request Sharma sir to give his feedback and also present the vote of thanks. Sharma sir, Dr.
Before
Radheshyam.
the vote of thanks, I would like to tell about the Let's Go Bird Watching, which I'm planning to do during the October.
Okay, please do, sir.
So,
I mean, we'll continue.
Another 30 seconds.
Yes, please.
Last October, I did a solo show called 170 Not Out. 170 Not Out was basically to commemorate 170 years of the first postage stamp of India. That was in last October, 2024. And this 2025 October, I plan to display close to 16,000 different stamps on 27 orders of ornithology,
Wow.
which I've accumulated over last 3 decades. And I titled this exhibition as Let's Go Bird Watching.
Fantastic.
But my show is generally planned for a month long, because if I do for 1 day, 2 days, there'll not be any impact at all.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
this is a little deeper pocket of fire. Still, I'm working out on it. If everything is feasible, if things fall in place, probably this October in Bangalore, you will see Let's Go Bird Watching, where I've already segregated these 16,000 stamps into 27 different families, orders, and I'm going to display them so that the visitors can learn more about ornithology.
That will be an amazing opportunity. I hope you get a lot of visitors, and it will be a fantastic opportunity for them to not just learn but also witness something unique. And I think your own collection and the way you exhibit is just amazing. Hats off. A lot of perseverance and such a continue with this for so long. Just amazing. Uh, Dr. Sharma is president of our organization, and I request him to give feedback and a vote of thanks.
My first and foremost statement is wonderful talk.
Thank you, sir.
Though we have learned zoology during our MScs and all further, but the way you have actually explained the animal and plant kingdom through philately is excellent. In fact, actually, your session should be attended by zoology teachers, because I think for them it is very difficult to teach this classification business. Nobody likes that.
Thank you, sir.
But if this kind of presentations are shown to teachers, I think they will get some better ideas to explain the classification in a very friendly way.
Yes, sir. Philately is one cognitive learning, sir. Basically,
Correct?
cognitive learning.
I mean, you are putting very reasonable terminology, cognitive, but I should say this should be the fundamental. Because certainly, of course, but it is very, very nice to get the actually, because I have seen that butterflies, those all families, different families, and they're repetitive. You can easily grasp that subject,
Thank you, sir.
So it was really great. So as I was asked to actually present the vote of thanks, I profusely thank Mr. Ramu Srinivasa Rao, sir, on behalf of Maharashtra Vruksha Samvardhini, Pune, Institute of Natural History, Education and Research, Pune, together with IQAC and Department of Botany, RJ College, Mumbai, for accepting our invitation and presenting such a wonderful and very, very educative talk. He has covered each and every living element of nature depicted on stamps. His presentation is an apt tribute to late Dr. V.D. Vartak, sir. And lastly, we are thankful to the audience for joining us to listen to this extremely informative talk today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me an opportunity.
Sir,
Thank you.
Sharma sir, can you just tell about the next program?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Rajgopal, you can.
Yeah. The next program is will be on the 30th of May, same
30th,
time. 31st of May, same
Saturday.
time. Yes, it is a Saturday. And we have Dr. Uttam Saikia joining
Shillong.
us from Shillong, and he'll be talking about the bats and interesting aspects of bats.
Yeah, he will actually take us to the subject, demystifying the activities of bats.
Yes, we look forward to it. And I think all those who are today, it will be a wonderful opportunity to join and listen to this budding scientist from our very varied and biodiverse region of Northeast India.
Yes.
So thank you all again. Thank you, Sharma sir. I
Thank
think
you.
if you have some any of your questions, we can take that. Vartak sir, would you like to give a feedback? And
No, I think we should thank Dr. Stanley for joining this session.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yes, sir, what is the timing now at your place? Is it convenient for you also this time? Hello? Stanley? Is it?
Yes. Okay.
This time is okay for you?
I mean, okay.
Okay.
Repeat your question, please.
so he's wondering whether this time for the talk is this convenient for you, or especially looking forward to your talk, or should we do it a little later than this?
I will prepare something. Yes. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you all for joining us today, and we will see you on 31st May for our next talk. And this series is going to continue, and keep looking out for our future flyers, and we'll keep on communicating whenever we plan one. Thanks all, and good evening and good morning, Stanley, for you, I guess.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ramu sir.
Thank you, sir.
very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, yes, very much.
Thank you.